Today I'm bringing a latest update concerning the case that Dr. Nandipha Magudumane is now opening against the state, and yeah, she's asking the state that they need to come out clean, right? So she's saying that no, she was arrested unlawfully in Tanzania, and one of the things that she mentions is the fact that there was a warrant of arrest that was issued in South Africa. So the same warrant of arrest that was issued in South Africa cannot be used in Tanzania. So they cannot use the same warrant of arrest to arrest her in Tanzania, right? So those are some of the things that she has said. But again, the case was heard in court, and then yeah, there are developments that I think you really want to know about. So we're gonna be talking about all of that, provided that you're interested. If you are, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of those things? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. So definitely, good people, the power is in your hands. Speaking about that, good people, now with Dr. Nandipha arguing in court, she's like, no, she was wrongfully arrested, number one. Number two, she claims that when she was taken from where she was arrested, she details on how she was arrested like a criminal. Her face was covered, like, you know what I'm saying, like she was being abducted and all this stuff. So she's saying that all of that was unlawful. So she wants to be released, right? She has to be released and she has to go home free. It's not what I say. Let's just say I said she has to. No. She's saying, yeah, not Dr. Nandipha. She has to be released and she has to go home free. Right. So I'm gonna give you the update here. So but let me give you a history of the background as to what happened. This is what happened. Dr. Nandipha filed a complaint to a court, and she says that she details the situation and says the state must come to court with clean hands, and such a requirement is clearly not satisfied where the state is involved in the adaptation of myself across the country's border. That's number one. Number two, paragraph 2, she says, as mentioned, the second respondent's seventh Minister of Police had no jurisdiction and or authority to arrest or bring me to South Africa and charge me as they did. That's what is in her affidavit. Like you look, do you remember also that I said to you, she's saying that they used a warrant of arrest that was issued by the South African government. I know you ask a lot of questions to say, how is that invalid? Because Putin, for instance, he is wanted by the ISIS, whatever that court, the international court that wants to arrest Vladimir Putin. The problem that we have is South Africa must arrest Putin if he comes to South Africa, right? That's a dilemma. You'll recall that is still part of the discussion. Then there was a guy that was arrested in South Africa, particularly in it was in Brighton. That guy is said to be a mastermind he's one of a big guy in terms of crime, whatever. There's a name for it. He was wanted in Israel, so he was arrested here in Brighton. Was there a warrant of arrest that was issued against that guy? There's a guy that was also, I think, about 3 people that have been arrested in South African soil who are wanted by different countries, but they were arrested here in SA, right? So you find that those guys didn't commit those crimes in South Africa. They committed in their home country, but they ran away to South Africa. So I don't understand how Dr. Nandipha Magudumane must be exempted, because there is what we call it Interpol. Interpol, it's countries coming together, they work together. For instance, the arrest of the guy, the Israel guy, it was the cooperation of the police from Israel, police from Australia, police from South Africa, and I forgot the fourth country, combined They came up with what we call a joint operation, and they arrested that guy who's wanted in back in his country. So after arresting him, he was then adapted, or he was then taken back to his country, right? So I don't understand what Dr. Nandipha she's arguing here, because we are now seeing countries working together and forming what we call it an Interpol, right? So let's continue to read her statement here. She's arguing, hey, at this woman, she's arguing. So in her argument, it was then taken to court, and the court has postponed the case, saying that the postponement was necessitated by the state not being able to file a response to Magudumane's agent application. Right. So Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi was added as sixth respondent in the case and was given until Monday to file an opposing papers. The applicant will file her will file her replying affidavit if by Tuesday, 3rd May, no later than 4 o'clock, the judge ruled. So yes, let me repeat this one now. Dr. Nandipha Magudumane, according to the judge, she's going to have to file her response through via a affidavit. The response that will Mr. Aaron Motsoaledi is given until Monday to respond to this thing that Dr. Nandipha Magudumane to say, you must respond to this, right? So he's given until Monday. Then Tuesday, on the 3rd of May, Dr. Nandipha Magudumane will then have to respond to what Minister of Home Affairs, Mr. Aaron Motsoaledi, would have said. So do you see? But, sorry guys, from where I'm seated and from where I'm standing, I just see Dr. Nandipha Magudumane wasting our time. Like, honestly speaking, because you were a wanted person in South Africa. The South African government had deemed you as a criminal. You need to come before court and answer for your doings. Am I right? Yes, yes, I am. So you then illegally fled the country. You went out of the country through illegal means. You were found in Tanzania. And you were in Tanzania through illegal means. Right? So, then the Tanzanian government had to deport you back to South Africa, because they can't charge you by any crime. They can just have to say you are found in our country illegally, and therefore you must be deported back to your country. And the South African government comes in and say, listen, we want that person. So they process the deportation papers, and then they hand over, once those deportation papers are signed, they hand it over to Dr. Nandipha Magudumane to the South African government. And the South African government says, thank you very much. Then they take Dr. Nandipha Magudumane back to their country. When she arrives to the country, she's then the warrant of arrest was already active. So when she arrives to the country, she's a criminal in this country. Then she goes and appears before the court. So from where I'm standing and from where I'm sitting, I don't understand what is she challenging. Right? Now, let me remind you this. When this incident, or when this whole story break out of the media or into the internet or whatever you want to name it, I remember listening to various media houses, your ENCA, your Newsroom Africa, your SABC. They called on experts, and they said, you in this case, the law allows you to use two options. You only have two options. One is to use the deportation. The South African government must go there, negotiate, and sign a deportation. And then the Tanzanian government will then hand over Dr. Nandipha Magudumane to the South African through deportation papers. So she will leave Tanzania as one being deported back back to her country. And the expert says that that process will take less than a week. And we had Minister of Police said that they sent the delegations there, including people from the correctional service, to go and negotiate, because also there was Thabo Baxter, who belongs to the correctional service. Having said that, so that was completed, and we saw them being brought back to the country. After being brought, so the second option that they had was that they needed to go through the process of them being trialed in Tanzania, which they said that it can take even up to 6 months. So the easiest option was the deportation route, which the South African took. And it took less than a week. We had Dr. Nandipha Magudumane back in our country. I'm sitting here, I'm asking myself, based on the knowledge that I've gathered concerning this case, and what Nandipha Magudumane is now arguing, maybe I might be missing something somewhere here. Maybe you are aware of what I'm not aware of. Maybe you are informed of something that I'm not informed of. Because I'm a man born under sin, subject to correction, I'm asking you to help me. Because this is Dr. Nandipha Magudumane here, or there is Dr. Nandipha Magudumane here. She want to go free. She's saying that she wants the court to declare her arrest invalid, and she wants to walk away from prison free. Do I like that? No, I don't. If it happens that Dr. Nandipha Magudumane end up walking free, I would blame the state for being careless. I asked you, is there anything that I'm not aware of? Maybe you think Dr. Nandipha Magudumane, or you know that Dr. Nandipha Magudumane has a case. Maybe I'm not aware of something. Can you kindly enlighten me? But I'm going to come clean to you and say, I don't see the reason why Dr. Nandipha Magudumane must be released. I don't think what she's saying it holds any water, that according to me. But what about you? Get into the comment section below. Tell me what you think. I'll see you on the next video. But until the next video, good people, please take care.